Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking the impasse free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self-development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. Now I have this question. DJ Listic. Please, can my narcissist ex-wife infect my daughter with this spiritual sickness? I'm trying to get my daughter back. And I promise that I will do a video as well. I saw this question about 3, 4, 5 days ago, I think. Anyways, let's talk about this. Now, most of the things I discuss are personal experience. There is stuff that I've gone through, and having been able to conquer those situations, I normally share with you what has also happened along my journey, okay? You may pick a little things, a little bit of pointers here and there that will also help you if you're a person who is in the similar situation. Now, let us understand that usually with the narcissist, especially when it's relationships, we have kids with them. In this case, we're talking about a man who was a narcissist ex-wife, and there's a very big chance this man has departed, quitted the relationship, or quit, and they have left children behind. Now, that was a very familiar scenario in my own case, but one of the things I'm going to say is that it is very difficult, okay? It is going to be extremely difficult and extremely painful because you understand that we men especially, we are always connected to our kids, and especially if they are girls, it even becomes more intense. So the connection is very deep. But you see, there's one thing what you have to understand. You have come to the awareness that your wife is a narcissist. Number one, and I think I'm going to do a video on this as well, you do not tell your children that their mother is a narcissist. Because when you do that, you will put them in a very vulnerable situation, especially if you're going to separate and, sometimes they're going to be spending times with the mother and stuff like that. So make sure that you don't tell them anything. There will be a whole video on that whole scenario. But there's also one thing you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, for the men out there. We all understand that this narcissism is a spiritual sickness, okay? This is something that there's a very big chance you have left a narcissist. The chances are high that there will always be some children who will be standing behind that narcissist. There may be some children who may stand on your side, okay? There's children, it's not always all of them, it depends how many children you have with them, but there's always some children who can pick up on your energy. But also there's some children who may decide to stand behind the narcissist, because what the narcissist really does is they usually breed, I could say groom their children to follow in their footsteps. So they train these children in so many different kinds of ways, and eventually they infect these children with that narcissism. But there's always a child or two that they may believe you. They may stand behind you. Yes, they will also be somehow behind the mother, but sometimes there will be also children that are going to stand behind you. One of the things you have to understand in narcissistic relationships, you have been with this narcissist for years, 10, 20, even more sometimes. You've been going through trauma. You have also been infected with that narcissism. There's even a very big chance you are a little bit narcissistic. Now, when you have decided, especially if you're empath, you have decided that this whole thing is not serving you, you are just deciding to step away from it, step out of it and separate with the ex-wife or something like that. You have to know, for you to be able to, what do they call it? Rescue your children, you are first of all going to become a healed father. You are going to go out there. Like I've said, there is no easy way to live a narcissist. It is always going to be painful. There's a lot of consequences, financial loss and stuff like that, even sometimes health-wise. You have got, first of all, to move from a broken father to a healed father. But also very important is, before you leave that narcissist, you have got to make sure that the doors are open to get access to your kids. Why am I saying that the doors have got to be open? Because some narcissists, they have a tendency of hiding the children from their father and stuff like that. So that's, of course, when you may have to come in with the legal means. There's legal means you can use to make sure that you gain access to your children. You are a father, you're still a father, whether you are still with the narcissist or separated, you are still the father of those kids. So there's also legal ways that you can use to get access to those children. But if you don't want to go through the legal ways, if there's some kind of narcissist you can at least talk with, then you need to make it very clear where you stand with the kids. When do you want to do the visitations? And even if you do the visitations, you have to make sure that you are not getting into the house. So this visitation should be outside of the house. Come and pick up the kids and take the kids and spend time with them, okay? Now, the children are fully dependent on your energy. The children are fully dependent on your energy. If your energy is low, they are going to be a part of that energy. If your energy is high, they're also going to be a part of that energy. Now you have a broken mother. You're also a broken father. You've been going through abuse. So you are not energetically aligned. These children, they are going to be tapping into the energy of both parents. They will be tapping into the energy of a broken father. They'll also be tapping into the energy of a narcissistic mother. When you guys do separate, you have got to make it a point. Empaths, this is one of the things I've always said. There is no other way around it. You are going to make it a point to go out there and you do healing. You have got to start healing yourself. When you heal, you'll get back into alignment in a very good vibrational energy. Your children are always going to pick up on that energy. A narcissist is, we understand they're already sick spiritually, physically, mentally, and whatever, emotionally. But when you go out and do the work to heal, and you have already established the conditions of getting access or gaining access to your kids, whichever days you guys might agree, 1 day in a week, 2 days in a week, 3 days, maybe sometimes you're going to do half-half. You've got your own place, so sometimes the children come and stay with you, sometimes they stay with the mom. It does not matter what that narcissist does. The children are going to be able to decipher or to discern the difference between a good parent and a bad parent. When you're healing, you're putting yourself in position to become a good parent. Because remember that whenever you get access to these children, you are going to shower them with love. You are going to make sure that you stay on that love frequency. That is one of the things I've told you guys. Narcissists are not loving people. They are not vibrating at that frequency of love. Make sure that you go out to heal and always stay and align yourself with the love frequency. Whenever you get a chance with the kids, make sure that you preach love to those kids. Even in the moments when you're hurting the most, make sure that you mention it. I love you. I love you. I love you. Make sure that they record this. This thing is recorded in their subconscious, because what the narcissist is doing is twisting their brains and pushing them away or pulling them away from that love frequency. So like I've said, if you're both broken parents, the father is broken, the mother is broken, the father is wounded, the mother is narcissistic, then eventually you're not yet at that frequency. So when you go out to do the healing work on yourself, you are going to come back into vibrational alignment with the person that you're meant to be, the beautiful person that you've always been, even before you met the narcissist. So the children are dependent on your energy. I can promise you, yes, they may get infected here and there with this narcissism and stuff like that, but I can promise you there is something your vibration is going to, there is a way your own personal vibration will make an impact on those children. They will get infected when they're with the mom. When they come to you, you will disinfect them by preaching them love and showing them in every way possible that you do love them, and you must make sure that this thing is very deeply in their subconscious. You do love them unconditionally, no matter what. So whenever you get a chance with the kids, make sure that you pour out all the love you can to them. It's only love. I've told you, ladies and gentlemen, in my previous video, narcissism is a frequency. To break that frequency, you have got to make sure that you come into vibrational alignment with the frequency of love. And on top of that, authenticity. Make sure that you treat them and you show them what love really is and what love really means. Say it, show it, speak it, do it. Make sure that every time you have children, contact with your children, you continue to preach that word of love. At some point, I can promise you, they have been infected with the narcissism from their mother, whatever, you are going to disinfect them from that narcissism. So there is always going to be a battle. Like I've told you, this whole thing is a battle. But if cases be where you are dealing with an extremely toxic parent, they are not even good with the children, that is when you need to apply the legal means. You need to have the reasons for this. Apply the legal means to make sure that you take full custody of these children. For example, they could have been with a mother who is abusive and all the time, shouting around, beating the children and stuff like that. That is when you need to apply the legal means. The system is there. In every country, there is legal means you can do to make sure that you can get custody. I already have people that I know that have taken full custody of the children because they used to have an abusive mother. But in case whereby you're just dealing with this kind of person, manipulative and stuff like that, things like that, yes, they may try to infect them, but you are the person who is supposed to do the work. The children are still young and they're not yet in position to do the work. You are the one who is going to do the work and establish the conditions of the visits and meetings and stuff like that, and make sure that whenever you get a chance to meet those children, shower them, completely shower them, and continue showering them with love. Let them understand you are there. You guys are not together. You have broken up, but continue showering them with love. At some point in time, I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to notice that those children, they are breaking out of that frequency. Because you see, when you're showering these children with love, they are now starting to see the difference that dad is a very loving person. Mom is a very toxic person. So you may sometimes see that they are pulling away their energy very slowly from their mother. They are going to pull away their energy because they are going to feel like the two of you are two completely different people. Whenever they are with you, the only thing you can talk about is love and showing them love. When they are with mother, the only thing they are hearing is toxicity, abuse, and screaming and rage and stuff like that. So they are going to start separating the two. Children are very young, beautiful souls, and they can recognize a real, genuine, authentic, loving parent. They will know mom is toxic, and they will know father is a genuine, loving soul. So whenever you have contact with these children, like I've said, anything you can do to remind them, to emphasize to them, to preach, to show, to do everything you can do to make sure those children understand you do love them unconditionally, regardless of whether you are still with the mom or not. You are away from that relationship, but you do still love your children. As the time goes on, the children are going to be able to understand that there can be a problem going on with their mom, even if they may be too young to see it. You will not have to tell them immediately because you are the one who knows it. They are still young. They cannot know this. But they are going to know what is the difference between love and hate. So if a person who has left children behind, like in this question that I've just read to you guys, you have to make sure, apply the legal means. If you're dealing with an extremely toxic parent who is abusive, extremely physically abusive to the children, and you think that the children could be in danger, then apply the legal means to make sure that you gain full custody of these children. But if that is not the case, whereby it could be a case of, this manipulation and covert narcissism and stuff like that, narcissism that is happening behind the scenes, the only thing you can do is to leave that relationship, marriage or whatever, go out there and invest all the energy you have to heal yourself so that the children can learn and they will pick up on your energy. Because these children, whatever they are going to be picking up on the energy of the person around them. Make sure that they can see the difference between love and hate. You cannot tell them what it is. They will know about it sometime, later on, at some point in time, but they will understand there's a difference between their mother and their father. And with time, you are going to see these children gravitating towards you. So you are going to be their comfort. But don't put yourself in a situation whereby you are going to stay with the narcissistic parent because you're afraid of leaving the children behind. And now the children are tapping into two energies which are all toxic. You're an unhealed person, you've been abused and stuff like that. The mother is also a toxic person. So they are not picking up on good energy. Make sure that you show them the difference by separating yourself, doing the healing work, establishing the conditions of visitations and meetings, and continuing to shower these children with love. At the end of the day, I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, love will always win. You will notice at some point in time that there's nothing the parent can do to continue intoxicating those children because they already understand the difference between love and hate. So I'm sure that this video will help you guys. You might have something to add on if you're a parent out there who has left kids behind. Let us know in the comment section below. You guys do know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You might donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Denzel Moses signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.